Today we're going to take a look at a new line of bases from Elric's Hobby. This is the Industrial Ruins set, and they're coming in hot. Spiky bits. Make sure you stay in the trenches by becoming a supporter over on Patreon and also scoring yourself some free miniature swag in the process. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out our site, spikybits.com, for all the hot hobby tutorials, news, rumors on all your favorite hobby topics. And head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today. Alright, Hobby Maniacs, I'm Baer, and today we are taking a closer look at a new line of bases from Elric's Hobbies. These things are pretty fresh. I saw these go on sale and I was like, yo, those look pretty good. I gotta check them out. Now, they had some AdMech kind of looking bases. I forget what they were called, but Mike Haspel based his whole AdMech army in them. And now I think he's gonna see these and be like, yo, I should have got them, because these look pretty fresh. Like, this is easily the best looking stuff Elric's has put out. Now, I used their shell bases for my Ogors, and we're still working on the tutorial. It might be out by now, it might not, it's hard to say. Big Air, these are the warp in the internet. They're pretty much the same thing, all interconnected series of tubes. But we will have that out if it isn't already out here soon, on basically how to paint a winter, kind of wintry mountain kind of base type thing, which was the theme for my Ogres. But getting back to stuff that matters today is these brand new looking bases, because these are fresh, they're highly detailed, they have a base for every freaking size. I still don't know all these sizes. Like, I see like models come out and I'm like, what size base is that? I don't even know. Like, there's so many different bases now from Games Workshop that it's just like, I mean, you think about the AdMech kit, and they come with like, one kit comes with like the 25 and the little gunner guy, the Aquaba, you know, comes with that thing right there. So it's like, you just kind of don't know these days, which is, it's incredibly fun, but also a little frustrating at times if you want to, you know, pimp out your whole army. But nowadays, they got Kill Team and stuff. They got smaller scale games. So why not pick up a, you know, pack of 10 bases and really make your guy shine? Plus, it saves that hobby time for you, right? Because who wants to spend all this time like hand sculpting and handcrafting all their bases when you can just kind of pick a theme and just spend the time painting it? And that's sometimes more rewarding than actually doing up the bases yourself. And of course, on a, you know, on a grander scheme, maybe you want a whole army's worth of bases, because that saves you even more time, you know? So it's just kind of like whatever you're really feeling at the time. So let's take a closer look at these bases. Now, first off, I had already unbagged some of these. We're gonna zoom in a little bit here. Whoop, that's not zooming in. So we're going to zoom in here, and you can kind of get an idea of some of the detail here. Now, I don't know if they're using computers and 3D imaging and printing and stuff like that, but I can tell you this stuff is crisp. It is super crisp. I mean, it is, there's so much detail involved here. Like, I was like, is this Forge World? Like, what's going on here? Like, I'm loving this stuff here. Like, just check it out. You got diamond plate, you got hex plate, or I forget what they call that version. That's diamond plate. You got girders, you got pins, you got cogs. Like, you got cogs of all sorts of sizes. I don't even know what this stuff is or where it would even come from. Then you got texture. You know what I mean? Like, you've got room right here to put a cross member, you know, if you're doing a flying base or a flying stand, right? But you also have plenty of room to put stuff as well if you're just putting models on here, like say a Riptide or something, you know what I mean? So there's really a lot of room to do things here. Remember, even though there might be only one base, which I'm actually not sure, I know they have multiple styles of each base, you can always do like one like this, and one like this, you know, and one like this. Like, it doesn't, even though there's one base, you can always kind of work around it with how you pose your model, so it won't look like all the same basically. But I mean, that is a thick model, and for the prices, this stuff is a good value. Now, it's not going to be as cheap as the Games Workshop plastic bases. It's just comparing apples to oranges, you know what I mean? But as far as pricing goes versus quality versus service, I think you will find Elric's is right up there with all the other brands. But they always seem to be putting out stuff, very new stuff, and they seem to be, you know, really in the trenches, and that's obviously what we like here at Spiky Bits. You know, people that are all about the hobby and really bringing that hobby love to the fore. You know, we all rise with the tide, and we all sink with the tide, because I think that's the thing. Anyways, so you kind of get what I'm saying there. These are the new 32s or 33s, whatever you want to call them. These are pretty fresh as well. Very high quality detail, very good looking. I mean, they've got various components here, from texture to wire mesh to diamond plate to cogs. You know, this Gene Steeler crawled army might look good. Isn't this their thing? Like doing, you know, all mining and things like that. I could see random, you know, saw blades and cogs laying around. You know, they're just their cover of Bean Miners or whatever. Hey, they look a little different. Well, they're kind of like miners, you know. We don't know what's going on there. And then of course you got some with like concrete kind of type things. So man, I'm just really loving these bases. Let's see. Next up, we got some 40 mils too. That's a 5-pack, which is pretty standard, I suppose. You know, most stuff comes in 5-packs here. And again, you can see some really good looking detail, really good looking stuff here. You got little O-ring washers, like, I mean, just chains. Like, this stuff is all crisp detail. I mean, it's literally ridiculous how detailed this stuff is. And I'm just like blown away by it. Like, look at all those components on here. Like, that's just something you don't see. Like, I know I've reviewed the Games Workshop plastic bases, and I was really disappointed. But not for the price. I think the price is good for what you get, but it wasn't this crisp detail. But then again, you're comparing resin material, which is going to hold detail better, to a plastic material, which notoriously is not going to hold enough. Even Fine Castle is more detail than these, you know. So it's kind of a catch-22 there. And then there's a couple, like I said, several sizes have different, you know, styles, so to speak. So here's 260 mils, which again, incredible detail. You got girders, you got you got wire mesh, diamond plate, texture, cogs. I don't even know what those are. I guess those are. It's just more texture. You got a little nail or something like that. I mean, there's just dope looking stuff on here. Like, these are very well detailed. And here's this one, again, with lots of different components. We got a piece of rubble sprue there. It looks like maybe some sort of hat, some diamond plating, some cogs of various consistencies and content. So there's all that. And like I said, they have literally the base for like every size. You want a Night Titan base? Okay, they got you. You know what I mean? Like, you want, I don't know, I guess this is the new kind of cavalry type base for larger models. Stuff like blood crushers and things are on this. I don't even know. I guess this would be like an onager base. Like, if you wanted to use this for AdMech, they got that size for you. And then they even have the Big Daddy size too. I guess this is like the Supremacy armor kind of size. But I mean, who knows if they make a 40K size. I would like to see defilers on bases. Like, this would easily accommodate, well, let's see. Yeah, this would easily accommodate a defiler for sure. Like, just put it on a base, you know, make it easy. Hey, I'm gonna assault right here on this leg. Oh, no, you're not. You gotta, you know, reach to the base. That's just stuff that makes sense. More kind of bases there, more round diameters. Then you've got your smaller type cavalry bases, like some stuff in Age of Sigmar comes on these. I guess this would be your de facto bike base these days. It's hard to say what's what. Here's another variety of the large cavalry. This is more of the bike. This is the size that the bikers come in Death Watch, and also the Overkill box, which I guess is the new size there. And then this is the smaller size. Again, I don't know these weird diameters because remember, they have two different measurements, so I'm not sure of those exact diameters. But this is for the weapon that comes in the Adeptus Mechanicus box, the Scutari box. Then we got some 50 mils, which we all know what those are. Easily for Centurions or Crisis Battle Suits. I guess broadsides come on them too. And then here's our traditional Stand By Me 25 millimeter. The old, the OG guard right there. And yet another variety of middle of the road base right there. I don't know what that one's for, but it's definitely in between all three of those. Like I said, if you need a size base, and there's another 60 mil. So they have three varieties of 60 mil, which is cool to see. And this looks to be an 80 mil? I don't know. Anyways, they've got all the bases. Like, if you need bases, they got a base size for you. I literally haven't been to their site and not been able to find a base size I needed for both Age of Sigmar and 40K. So there's something to definitely be said about that. Great looking stuff, great looking variety of bases. They are a little limited on their selection because they are a newer company. They don't have, you know, this whole catalog of bases, but they're coming on strong. They got good looking product. They're here in the States. Really good customer service. They're easily up there with every other base manufacturer that most people mention by name. So, you know, check them out, give them a chance. And You know, we vote with our dollars, basically by our customer service, and that's all you can ask for here in America, I feel like. So that's about it for this one. Thanks for watching my review of the brand new industrial ruins bases from Elric's Hobbies, which I think are pretty swanky.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.